everybody, and thanks for clicking on and joining me today. I'm back at it, another eco dye kit. I got this gorgeous bouquet of flowers. I'm kind of bad. I take these beautiful flowers. I did enjoy them for a good week, and now I'm going to eco dye with them. And this is one of the most beautiful bouquets I've ever had, so it's kind of hard to eco dye with it, but I want to immortalize them, you know what I mean? So then I've got my rusty pan here, and what I've done today is I've mixed up an entire packet of black RIT dye, and I just put it in a mason jar, and then I put it in my measuring cup just for extra safety. And that water is hot, and then I'm going to use a little pipette to squirt the dye on each page. This kit is going to be Canson mixed media paper, and I'm doing 12 sheets today, and they're all going to be double-sided, so it's going to end up being a 24-page kit. And I've got some juniper sprigs from last year. These were in the freezer. They may not print. And then I've got scrub oak and grapevine leaves in here, which the scrub oak comes out black and the grapevine leaves print beautifully. So I'm going to show you real quick just how I layer all this up. And I'm only going to do a couple pages as usual, and then I'll end up coming back and showing you the whole batch once they're rinsed and dried. Now, as far as baking goes, real quick, I haven't been all that clear because I experiment so much. I put this on almost all the way high. I go just above medium high. I don't want to go all the way high because I don't want it spitting out on my stove. I put it on 2 burners. I put it just over medium high until it comes to a slow boil. I do not want a rolling boil. And then once it comes to a slow boil, that takes about 20 minutes or so, then I turn it down to medium, maybe a little below the regular medium mark, and I cook these for like 3 hours. Then I turn the stove all the way off, and I leave it sitting there for a couple more hours to cool down. Then I take this pan outside. All the while this bundle is tied together, and I dump the water out outside, and then I let them sit soaking overnight. But I don't leave them in the bath of water because I think that might dissipate some of the prints. So that's the exact process that I'm going to be doing for every batch I do all summer long. So, and I'm not going to keep going through it. This is it. So I'll refer people back to this video, and let's get started. Okay, now that I've got all this laid out, the paper is dry, and I want that because I kind of want the ink and dyes to, or not ink, but dye to kind of seep in around it. I'm going to go ahead and squirt my page with, actually, I'm going to go ahead and squirt it with vinegar water. Oh, and for the bath, of course, I'm going to put in vinegar water. I'm going to put in a couple cups of vinegar in the water just to make everything stick. I'm not spraying these with alum this time. I'm just doing vinegar because that's what I have out. And then you just want to take your pipette and squirt this dye all over your pages. Oh, I have a feeling this is going to come out cool. I kept questioning myself earlier. I was like, well, I really want to do black. And then, you know, your reasoning mind gets in there. Are you sure you want to do black? Really? Black with flowers? Ew! And then the other side of me is going, yes, hush, we're doing black. I get the village people in my head sometimes. Okay, so that's how it looks. And then just go ahead and put this over it. And again, I'm using my racks from the Dollar Tree, and I tie them together, and they've got these little pokey things, so you just want to make sure, you'll know, that you get them right. You know, you want those poking out. So I don't want to wet my pages first this time. I'll do a quick sheet of some flowers and vine leaves with you. These vine leaves printed pretty well, even after being frozen. So I was very happily surprised with that. I'm just going to do a few. I try to spend as little time as possible on designing the pages, just because I don't have time to sit here and design them perfectly, you know. So let's go ahead and do a little baby's breath. Just a couple sprigs here and there. And then we'll do some of these. You saw before I like to kind of keep the stems and lay them out a little. It really, I did another batch with these, and it really did come out neat. And all those kits are in my Etsy store, and this kit will be linked below. I've got quite a few eco die kits in there right now, and I plan by the end of the summer to have quite a few more. A couple of these little ones, since my paper's pretty strong, I'm just going to smush them down. Oops. So that I will have a different angle of flower, you know what I mean? Instead of having them all flattened and a full-on front view of them. The big ones you kind of have to flatten, okay? They're just too big. But these little ones, you know, just give it a try. Worst that can happen is it won't work. No big deal. I know these leaves that come along with these flowers do not print well. I know from past experience. So I'm just dropping them in my little plastic bucket over here. And then I'll just spill everything outside that I don't use. Kind of return it to nature. Okay, this part's really fun. I love... Oh, I squirted it first last time, didn't I? I try to pay attention to every little step, but at the same time, you can drive yourself bonkers. At least I can drive myself bonkers doing that, so... It's cool though, watch this. Now that I've got that in, I'm going to come in and spray it. You can spread that dye around and it really comes out neat. If I can get my squirt bottle to work. Had trouble with it before. Oh, I think this batch is going to be cool. At least I hope so, because these take a long time to put together. So that's basically how it works. Okay, and then I'll go ahead and put this on. I love to use the Canson mixed media. I'm getting away from the copy paper just because I'm using a lot more three-dimensional botanicals now. And the copy paper is wonderful because you get automatic original journal papers. But the problem with it is you get a lot of tears in the paper, okay? So with the Canson, you can really push all those botanicals down just like this, and your paper stays intact. I'll probably still manage to get some tears just because I always do. But that's the basic. Now I'm going to go ahead and tie these together just like I did in previous videos and cook them, and I'll be back to show you the results. So here's this bundle all tied up. I just took my gloves off so I don't want to reach in here at all. But I wanted to show you, I keep this little thing of rusty bits. I've shown it many times. And I did go ahead and put my hinges and a couple rusty bits of metal in here as well. So then I'm going to go ahead and cook this and dump all the rest of this dye in along with the vinegar and the water. Okay, this kit came out pretty neat, but a couple of things about it. I got lazy and didn't spray my papers with alum. I think I would have gotten more rust color in this kit had I done that, so gotta use the alum on the papers. This paper tore. I went to pull it off the cookie sheet after it was dry and it stuck and the corner completely tore off. So I went ahead and stitched it together. This is not my idea. I saw this on here on YouTube. A young lady did this to one of her journal pages and I can't find the video now. I want to say it's Pink Oddbird, but I'm not sure if it is. But this idea is just such a cute idea. So I went ahead and did that. And so this will be a digital print. It's available now. And of course, that'll just print on the page as part of the page. Now those metal grates, when you use them, I did not straighten this. So I'll straighten this up a little bit in Photoshop. But this is the look you get on your top and bottom sheets when you use the metal grating. And it had rust directly on it. So I did get some rust markings on these pages. And there's a little bit throughout the kit, but I would have liked to have seen a lot more. Anyway, this kit came out really fun. One more thing about this, I used that entire pack of Black Grit dye, and on the next batch that I do black, I want a lot more gray in it, so I'm probably gonna mix it up, maybe do 2/3 or so of the packet, because I still want black, but I definitely want more tones of gray in the next batch. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so and click the notification bell as well, and then when I go ahead and do all these kits, you'll be notified every kit I do. I'm going to be doing kits all summer. That's my plan. So thanks for joining me today, and have a wonderful day, and happy eco dyeing.